Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of RC Classic Garage. Today we'll be taking a closer look at my Ferrari 360 and things to consider if you are looking at purchasing one of these. The 360 is a great car and I've owned this one for close to 2 years now. I've always loved Ferrari and dreamed of owning one ever since I was a kid. But after living with it for 2 years, I thought I would put this video together to help anyone considering purchasing a Ferrari 360. The first thing you want to check is the spec of the car and any upgrades which it has. This car is Rosso Corsa Red with crema leather interior. Now you do want to check that the color of the car matches the tag that is located under the bonnet or hood supplied by Ferrari as new. This car has Scuderia badges. These were an expensive upgrade. You want to check that these are proper badges which are fitted into an indentation in the fender and are not aftermarket stickers. Another popular upgrade was the Challenge grille, which is a black mesh grille at the back of the car. This is not the same as a Challenge Stradale grille, which has a slightly different mesh, but this Challenge grille was a popular upgrade on the Ferrari 360. It is important to consider the body condition, and I'd start off by looking for stone chips. The front of the car and the bumper are often prone to getting chips, as is the side of the car. As we go down towards the back of the car, the back is wider than the front, and these air vents are often prone to stone chips as they do stick out further at the back than the front. Another issue that these 360s often have is fender roll, and that's if a car has been tracked and the fenders get pushed out of shape by the tires hitting the fender going around. So run your hands around the inside of the fender. These should be absolutely smooth, and hopefully the car has not suffered from any fender roll. And then on the body there's two common failure points that you do need to check, and that's door handles. Check that those open, they are prone to failing. The other one is the mirror. So these do rattle loose and can be very loose on the car. There is a small screw underneath where you can tighten them up, but again, as you tighten them, they do become loose again and will eventually need replacing. So check the mirrors that they are tight on the car. And under the hood, you want to make sure that the toolkit is present. Open the toolkit and ensure that it is complete. You want to ensure that it has all of the belts, lights and fuses on the one side and all of the tools on the other side. Any missing tools are expensive to replace. Moving to the interior, there are two things that you do want to check on the Ferrari. The first being sticky buttons. This happens on the older Ferraris, and check all the buttons to see that the rubber has not gone sticky over time. The other being the leather on the dash, which does tug over time. You can see it's happened on this car, and then again what it does is it pulls and pushes some of the air vents out. Again, this is quite a job to fix this if it has happened to the car. It does not bother me on this car that much. When it comes to checking the mechanical side of the car, start with the service history. It is important that a Ferrari 360 has a full service history, having its regular cam belt changes every 3 years and regular service intervals. It should also come with a file with all work that has been completed in between intervals, so you can see exactly what has been done on the car over the years. In the engine bay, you want to start off by looking at the coolant, which is located here. And what you want to do is make sure the car is cold, open up the coolant and make sure that it is just coolant. If you see any residue of oil or anything else in there, that could be a sign of a serious issue with the engine. Another thing to check is that under the gearbox there is a rubber mount that wears. So what you want to do is have a look at the car, go to the back of the exhaust pipe and have a look at where the exhaust pipe sits in relation to the fender. If those rubbers are really worn and you look back, what will happen is the exhaust pipe will drop lower in the gap, and this could be a sign that those rubbers do need to be replaced. What you also want to assess is the clutch and the gearbox. Now this will mostly be done on the test drive, but what you can do is go through the service history and see when last the clutch was changed. Also, this is an F1 car, so as you open up the driver's door, you should hear the F1 pump pumping in the back of the car. Another problem the 360 has that it's infamous for is ball joints. These wear out every 10 to 12,000 miles, as they are extremely hard wearing, so check the ball joints on the car as well. This can also be felt during the test drive. And then taking the car out on a test drive, what you want to check is the brakes, the steering, the clutch and the gearbox. The steering on these cars is very direct, so any play that you feel in the steering could indicate a problem, which needs to be investigated further. When it comes to the gearbox and the clutch, make sure that the clutch releases very quickly. Put the car into sport mode and actually give it a bit of an acceleration and push through the gears. It should go through fairly quickly and without slipping. Any slippage or delay in the clutch changes could indicate an issue with the gearbox or the clutch, which would need further investigation. So I hope this helps you when considering your purchase of a Ferrari 360 and things for you to consider when looking at. Thanks for watching another episode of RC Classic Garage, and see you all next time.